Hi, pleasant day to each and everyone. For today's video, my groupmates and I will be tackling about the effects of COVID-19 pandemic in social institutions such as family, economy, education, health, and religion.
Many affected families now have pandemics. Many lost their jobs and even family gatherings were lost. Many families are starving and unable to get out due what the government forbids to avoid COVID. Mothers are not able to market now because they are afraid of being infected with the virus, while others can afford the online market that they buy there. Many children are frustrated by the virus that they wish they were out and playing now. Now, they are at home watching the news. There are also families who get hurt and get tense because some people are hot-headed because they can go out. It is not easy for a family to be new normal or all of us because we cannot do what we used to do. Here's a family patient that can be tested if they can bring themselves together. I watched something in KMJS that he brutally sprayed with hot tubs and cut his partner's hair. Now it's just happened quarantine. Just because of the heat of the head, many are rising our abuse this year. Because of that, which is also happening. Economy. The most affected on the economy is the food supplies and food in our country. COVID has also affected our economic and national futures. It has a great effect on our economy. The most affected by the COVID in our economy is the economic market because he affected the buyers and sellers. Because of social distancing, there are people who are very afraid of the virus. So sometimes they are marketing, so they just grab the food, the ready to eat. Someone in the lack of money, even with the virus, they need to come out to buy food because they didn't afford the grab foods, the ready to eat foods. Another affecting virus in our country is the lockdown. When the first lockdowns were suddenly released by our economic rate because no one was coming out because it was prohibited.
So now we will be talking about the effects of COVID-19 pandemic in our education system. So as we all know, the state president started shutting down schools and universities. But according to Secretary Briones, we will continue to study again in the middle of the virus outbreak. And this outbreak makes it hard for us teachers and students to study or even teach. So, first we start with our new normal education system. We all know that studying inside the classroom is hard already. What about online classes? Not everyone can study at this point. Some will be left behind because it's either they don't have internet connection, money for tuitions, or they don't have any devices to use for communications. This will be hard for both the students and the teachers. Hard for students because we are used to studying face to face, while hard for teachers because the sudden change on their teaching plans. But we can't really say we want to stop. We don't want to be left behind because it will be hard for us. Even though it's just a 1 year gap, it will be hard to cope up with. So, also, according to the news, a lot of students committed suicide because they can't pass the modules on time due to a lot of works have been given to them. I can say I am really, let's say blessed because I have a considerable teachers. But what about the others? I mean, if you don't, in my case, if I don't get passed on that, I can still pass the next day, but it's a minus points for me, and I'm fine with that as long as I can pass it. But the other teachers aren't accepting anymore. So also I've also heard in the social media platforms that modules gives anxieties, stress, or even makes the student depressed because of too much works to do. So I can say that we should take everything one step at a time at this new normal because it's new to all of us. We should take it slowly, but make sure to pass it on time so there will be no minus point, and make sure that we all pass so we don't get to waste the year we are spending for these online classes. The effect of COVID-19 pandemic in our health is very dangerous. So when the risk factor is when we get infected by it, our health will be on the line, and the effects of it could lead to death due to hardships in breathing, or the body can't take the virus for it's too strong to handle. So basically, when you get infected by the COVID, the virus, it targets our immune system, it weakens it, and it 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 makes hard the virus makes it hard for us to breathe or swallow foods. And the only way we can avoid the virus is to follow the health protocols given by the government, such as following social distancing, wearing wearing the proper mask and face shield, using alcohol, and avoiding crowds.
The effects of COVID-19 in our religion. First, we can go to our church every Sunday because the local government implemented social distancing. Many religions are affected because of the virus, as the government prohibited gatherings.